Okay, hi everyone. I'm just doing a take 2 for our live video on SSP Assessment Tools. So do we have anyone there? Great, 2 viewers. People starting to come on. Hi to the 2 viewers. I don't think I can see who they are. Miss Emma's 1. Oh, 3 viewers. All right. 4 viewers. Okay, everyone's coming. Now, I just have to show you something that might freak some people out. If I keep looking over my shoulder tonight, if I keep looking to the left, hi Suzanne, it's because I have a friend with us here tonight that I'm not very happy about. That's come to, oh, it just moved. Look, hang on, how do I turn the light on? Oh, hang on, I'll get my torch. Sorry, this is worth waiting for. Look at what is staring at me whilst I'm doing the live video tonight. So if I keep looking over my shoulder, I'm just checking that our pet python is still there. And he is not our pet, he is wild. It's a snake. I'm not going to get any closer, but look at it. Stalking our budgies. We actually think that he's eating mice that come in for the seed. But he looks like he might have something in his belly there, but all the budgies are accounted for. Haven't checked my chickens. Ooh. So if I keep looking over my shoulder, that's why I'm a little on edge. Oh, he's moving. Did you see that? He just moved. He mustn't like the light. Oh, God. Okay. I'll try to focus. Unbelievable, I know. Oh, he's on the move. Look. Hang on, I'll stand up on the chair. Oh, can you see him? He's slithering away. My dogs will start going nuts in a minute. Oh, my goodness, look how long it is. He's still slithering away. Oh, here comes the tail. There's the end. Where did he go? Oh my goodness, where did he go? I have to go and find out. Oh, this is intense. My heart's like racing. Where's Ben when you need him? Oh, there he is. He's heading back in. Apologies for the late video tonight, everybody. I had a few things on this afternoon. Okay. So, tonight we're looking at the assessment tool, the code level assessments. Now, this is the one that I'm just going to focus on tonight. There is another one, a phonics check one on the website. I haven't had time to load the website up, so I'm just going to talk about this one tonight, and we can talk more next week about anything else. So this comes in the class pack. It's one that you, hi Emma, it's one that you buy. So it looks like this. I'll just flick through each page and I'll go through each one individually. Wait, what happened to the snake? Well, I think the snake's just kind of chilling on the... I don't actually know, but it's not near me, so let's just roll. Every night, probably, well, every second night for the last week, my husband has had to get up in the middle of the night to the dogs going nuts because the snake's been hanging out in the bird cage. And last night he had enough and had to chain the dogs up. But I feel like the dogs are doing their job, so that's good. Okay, so sorry, back to topic. I do live on acreage, so it's not that strange that I have a snake here, just FYI. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Hi, Elmarie. Nice to see you, so to speak. And then it keeps going, so then it goes into student sheets. Might be the last Sound Pics sandwich lesson you ever run. What, because the snake eats me? That's not very nice. It'd need to be a much bigger snake to swallow me. Okay, then it flicks through here. All right. Now, just to give a bit of a debrief about the code level assessment. So the code level assessments, they check everything from like a phonics check of the different code levels, letter formation, whether the children can follow the sounds and say the word on real words and nonsense words. What else do they check? They check fluency, they check comprehension, they check writing, they check working memory. So the code level assessment is really thorough, incredibly thorough. It was developed by a lady, Miss Emma might be able to refresh my memory, I think it was Diana Pickard, I don't know. Anyway, it was designed by a teacher, basically. I love the code level assessments. My teachers will roll their eyes because I'm forever banging on about them. I just think that the code level assessments really tell you a lot about what a child can do and what gaps they're missing. So if you do the assessment well and you do it smartly and you do it consistently, you will find out lots of information. Sorry, just looking for that snake. I feel like really uneasy. Hopefully the dogs will protect me. Okay. So, yeah, I really see the value in the code level assessments, but they are time consuming, as you will see as we go through each activity. There is ways to do it to work smarter, so we'll talk about that as well. Okay, so the first assessment activity. You buy this in a hard copy. Like I said before, it's on the shop, once again, in the website. There are issues with copyright, so, buy it as a hard copy and then you would scan it in to print off. So basically it's one per child. So name, this one copy is for one child. It's not saying that you need to purchase 25 hard copies of these, because you can't write on this anyway. It's, you would scan it in and then you would have it digitally. Okay. So when you print it, just print it black and white and print it back to back. You don't have to have it in colour when you print it. Not for the recording sheets. So there are teacher recording sheets, which is this, and then the student sheets, which was at the back. That's what they can read off to do the activity. So I'll flick between the two. So you need to understand that this is the teacher recording sheet because the teacher's writing notes, they're ticking off what they can do. And then the student sheet is, you just literally would have one copy of the student. You would just use this copy of the student sheet for them to work from. Okay, so we're just going to go through each activity and talk about what they are. And if I need to do an example here, I have got my book ready. All right, activity number 1, code recognition. So that's for, hi Judy, that's for green, purple, yellow, blue. Okay, all the codes. So here, you're just asking the child what sound it is. So what sound is this saying? We're not talking about letters, we're talking about sounds because we're doing phonics. What sound is this? S, A, T, P, I, N. Sat, pin. Okay. Now, over here, we've got, again, D, G. And then it's there twice because, as we know from our sound clouds, that it can say two sounds. So we can say G or J. That's what you're looking for the child to be able to do, tell you both sounds. Same here with the C, K or S. If they say S and K, that's okay. The point is that they know that it's two different sounds. What is this a picture of? So what is this a picture of? Which sound? K, K, E, you get the point. And again, pretty self-explanatory as you go through. Some of the blue ones do get hard, I must say. I've had to go back and check my check the poster if you're not sure about what the other sound it is. So that's all it is. Now, how you record it is up to you. I highlight because I've got it printed. I highlight if they can do it. Some teachers tick, whatever, and then just record when they got it. Because this is a formative piece of assessment. It's purely to tell you what their next steps are. I have had teachers in the past, they write notes all over it. If you want to do that, I'd put it on sticky notes because the notes that you wrote that day, they're not really going to apply in 2 weeks' time when the child can do it. And hopefully you will hand this on to the next teacher. So the year 1 or year 2 teacher doesn't care that back in March of prep, they didn't know. Do you know what I mean? So maybe just make your notes on sticky notes. It's up to you how you do it. Okay, that's activity 1, pretty basic. Whether they read it off here or you make it bigger is up to you. I've never had a problem with a child reading it from here at this size. Number 2, code formation. So this is literally just our handwriting, our formation. They need to be able to form it properly. So it says attach student sample. Again, that's up to you if you attach the student sample. I trust that my teachers, when they highlight it, I trust them that they saw them form it and they know they've done the correct formation. Now in Queensland, because I know in Victoria some of the formation can be a little bit different, but we're actually looking if they form it. Oh goodness, what was that? What are they barking at? I'm so on edge. Where's that bloody snake? Harley! Oh, what's on the ground there? Oh no, nothing. Okay, sorry. Okay, I might have to move inside if this gets a little too much. The code formation under shows the phonemes we expect. Yes, or check the coding poster. Yeah, so on... yeah, okay, I'll get to that in a second, Miss Emma. So we're doing the formation. So obviously we're looking they can do it properly. If they're doing it like this, it still looks like an S. We are told what letter formation to use, but hope that gets scrapped. Yeah, so it's not so much if it looks right. I'm not going to go into a handwriting philosophical debate, but just talking about that they've done it the right way. Same without that they've gone from the top to the bottom, left to right. Just go inside, please. No, then the reception's not very good. Okay, so yeah, that's it for the code formation. So when you get up to like in yellow level, it will say like V as in van. So it's giving you what the sound is that you're looking for. So over here, where's a good example? Here. So this one here, E as in key, that's what Miss Emma means by that it's under. That's what it's saying. So you would say to the child, how would I write oo? Ooh. How do I write ow as in out, which is here, and then they would write ow. Okay? So that's all that one is, code formation. Obviously, they have to know their spelling choices to be able to do the... you know, like to know how you even spell oi, and they also have to be able to form it properly. So it's all about the formation. We want exit loop / flicks and that they're round, not like Queensland font letter formation. Let's not get into that debate about letter formation or we'll be here for hours. But yes, the point is that the letters are formed properly. That's what this one's about, code formation. Okay, hang on, sorry, how am I going to do this? It's a bit awkward. Okay, all right, so number 3. And this is all told for you what to do. So just don't double guess what it says. The instructions are there. Follow the sounds, say the word. Now, this is obviously a bit small, so you would go to the student sheet. Again, student sheets, and voila, here's one we prepared earlier. So the child, here, I can put them both up so we can see. So this is the teacher recording sheet and this is the student sheet. So the student's going to say sat. You're going to tick it or highlight it off here. They got sat. Highlight it. What was I going to say? Okay, so like down in blue, we want them to go purse. We don't want them to just say group, suit, dolphin. You want to actually hear them following the sounds, saying the word. So that's important. Blue. If they go they're obviously haven't done blue level enough, and that'll tell you that that's a teaching point for them. Okay, so that's number 3. Now, number 4 is the same again. It says, follow the sounds, say the word, but it's nonsense words. And those of us who follow Anita Archer will know that nonsense words is such a great technique for teaching, especially for teaching fluency, because the children have to be able to manipulate these sounds to read nonsense words. So nonsense words is certainly not, an SSP thing. Nonsense words is, a big thing. And look up Anita Archer if you haven't before. She's amazing. So... again, we've got snit, guffle, off, cough, shorp. Wow, it's all happening tonight. Oh, Ben's home. Phew, Ben's home, we can all breathe. All right, vux, vux. So that's what the nonsense ones are about. Yes, teaching point used to inform instruction. Yep, to O reference. Yeah, so all of this, everything that we're doing is teaching points. You're using it to inform your teaching what the next steps are. Okay, so now we're up to 3. We've done number 3 and 4. Now we're up to 5. So number 5, say it, duck hands, lines, numbers. No sound pics. You're just checking phonemic awareness on this one. You're not looking at spelling choices. You're just checking phonemic awareness. Okay, now you will see when we go to number 6 that it's the same, but they add the spelling choices. So obviously they have to have phonemic awareness to be able to get this one to then add the spelling choices on. So, you know, you might choose to not test number 5 and only test number 6 if that's, you know, because of time. I try to encourage everyone to test every single activity because I think they're all valuable, but I do understand that time is very precious. Okay, so you're saying to the child, can you do your duck hands, sound lines and numbers for pants? So the child will go p-a-n-t-s, pants, p-a-n-t-s, pants, p-a-n-t-s, pants. Remembering that we're wanting them to say the sounds. We're not wanting them to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're wanting them to go p-a-n-t-s. Monster routine has taught them how. Everything comes back to the monster routine. So for the word cart in blue level, just move this torch over a little bit. For the word cart, they would go k-art, cart, k-art, cart, k-art, cart. Okay? So that's the phonemic awareness one. Now, number 6, say it, duck hands, lines, numbers, make spelling choices. So we're just doing the same thing again, but this time they're adding the spelling choices on. So you'd say to the child, can you do your duck hands, lines, numbers, spelling choices for bell? They're going to go b-e-l, bell, b-e-l, bell, b-e-l, bell. Then they're going to go b-e-l, bell. But if you did miss out the phonemic and they got it wrong, you wouldn't know if it's for phonemic awareness or code knowledge. So as you said, do both. Yeah. I suppose you would know, like if they went to do bell and they went b-l, you would know that it's obviously their phonemic awareness. But yes, I strongly encourage that you do both. Okay, so that's number 6. So like when they do little, and you'll see this will happen, they'll do their duck hands, all, it, all, and then they'll go all, it, all, because they would have passed the phonemic awareness one, all, it, all, and they might go all, it, all. So they've got really good phonemic awareness, but they need to be working on those different spelling choices for purple code level. They need to be watching brain training. They need to be doing the poster. That's what, this is where you will see, there's the gap, there's the gap, there's the gap. Okay, number 7, the rap. I love the raps. They're one of my most favourite resources. Anybody who's been to a training with me will know that. So again, I've gone to my student reference card. Here are all the raps. If you don't know what the rap is, you really need to explore the website. They're all in videos there. I think one of them's even on YouTube. Well, it used to be. So you're wanting the child aiming for 14 seconds or less. Now, if they do it in 15 seconds, I mean, I guess it depends on how hard you are, but the point of the rap is that they are fluent. So if they do this, at, sat, at, pat, at, and tan, at, and pan, to, it, and tin, they're not fluent. They're not going to be able to do that in 14 seconds. You want them to be able to go sat, pat, tan, pan, tin, pin, ants, nan, pan, nip, sip, tip, pit, ants, nap, sap, tap, tip, nip, pip, ants, pat has lots of ants in his pants. Okay, you're looking for fluency. They'll memorise this last line, so what? It's good for their working memory. Then we'll come over here. This is the purple one. So they'll be able to go duck, luck, lug, tug, tag, zag, zig, pig, gig, fig, fiddle, dee, dee, hill, pill, fill, fit, lot, cat, lot, okay, it's late at night, but you get the idea that they will be fluent. So green, purple, yellow, blue, it's all on their student reference card. Okay, number 8. Speedy sentences. Use student master copy. So you're going, again, back to the student reference each. So you've got to have both of these out. Scan and read with expression. There's expression emojis here to the side. You need to stay on purple. Hey, I'm actually really good at the raps usually. I'm sick, all right? So the point of the speedy sentences is, again, like the rap, it's about fluency. So you're not wanting them to go app, tap, and eaten. You're wanting them to read it and be able to go tap and spin the pan. If they go like this, tap and spin the pan. I've just followed those sounds in my head. So I wasn't fluent then, I was a robot voice. So that's what you're not wanting them to do. You're wanting them to be able to go stand, sits, and taps the tin. Excuse me for a second. Ben's just coming down and telling me I'm on a Facebook Live video. I'm just doing a Facebook Live video, okay? And their snake has been hanging around the bird cage. That's why he's out of sorts. I think it's at the back of the bird cage now. That's why he's a bit... Okay, don't have it for long because then I can't see what I'm doing. All right, so... that is the point of the... Yeah, I told you it was there. Okay, so that's the fluency sentences. Now, you'll know when a child is fluent and when they're ready to go up to the next level because they will just pick this up and go... Pardon? Oh, I just have a lot of people watching this video. I need to keep going. Can I... Okay, let's watch this. Ben's going to get the snake. Only in Australia. It was probably her teacher that was the issue. Who was my teacher? Oh, Miss Emma, yeah. All right, I don't think he can get it. Sorry about this detour. All right, okay, we'll come back to our video. Okay, so you'll know a child will, you got video bombed, yes, by the snake and by Ben. So the child will pick it up and they'll go, the bee will buzz and the fish will swim, and they'll be fluent and you'll know that they're ready for the next level. Okay, I'm so sorry about this. Live husband sacrifice going on here. Oh, here we go. Look, he's got the snake. There it is. So he's just relocating it to the shed. We don't kill animals here, we just relocate them. Ready for him to come out in a couple of hours and wake Ben up again for yet another night. Between puppies and snakes, poor Ben doesn't get any sleep. Not me, I sleep through everything. Okay. So that's number 8, activity 8. It's just a carpet python, Bernice. It's harmless. It keeps our mice and rat problem at bay, so we wouldn't kill it. Okay, sorry. Okay, so we're up to speedy sentences number 8. So we've just done that. Fluency is the key there. Number 9, spot the king sentence. In this one, they're just looking at a picture and they have to tell you which sentence matches that picture. So they've got to be pretty fluent to be able to do this quickly, don't they? So they've got to go, the knits spin in the pan. Does that sentence match the picture? Now, for some of our little preppies, I actually say to ask them, what is this a picture of? Because I want to know that they know that it's a pin, it's an ant, and that the Z's mean it's sleeping and that nap means sleeping. So there's a couple of vocab and oral language things here that you need to, just check that they understand. Now, never fear, the answers are shaded for you on the teacher recording sheet. So back on this one here, it's shaded for you. So for this one, the answer is the ant naps on the pin. Obviously, we're looking for things like capital letters and full stops. We're looking for everything that a sentence needs to have. I like this one. Run, 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 man. The man ran to get fit. The runs, man, and huffs. I always like to say to the child, what's this man doing? Because if they don't have any parents that run, they might not know what that people run to get fit. So just be aware of their background, I suppose, and the child. The rest are pretty self-explanatory. So that's all that one is. Okay, now we've gone here from number 9 to number 13 because back on the teacher recording sheet here, number 9, 10, 11, 12, they don't need a student reference card. Now, Miss Emma, you might have to jump in here because I don't really know what the difference between 10 and 11 is. So 10 is hold a sentence, which is one of our Speedy 6 activities. So you're saying the sentence to the child twice and they've got to write it. So you're saying, write, the ant naps on the pin. The ant naps on the pin. They're going to write, the ant naps on the pin. Okay, if they can get that, then they've got it. If you have to go the, next word, ant, they're not holding that sentence, which is the working memory, yeah. Now, number 11, write a sentence. Miss Emma, I'm assuming that you can say this one more than twice. Is that what the difference between 10 and 11 is? So again, it's just fluency sentences. Stan and Santa, sit and spin. Oh, there's another puppy dog under here growling. Okay, so so you're checking, have they got capital letter? Have they got full stop? Have they got finger spaces? Have they got the correct spelling in there? Aren't they just doing the lines for 10? Oh, I didn't think they were doing lines. Write a sentence. You can say it as often as you like, and you're checking they can write it. Oh, hang on. Even if they can't remember it. Yeah, okay, I thought that's what the difference was. That's what I've always said. So hold a sentence. I don't think they're just doing the lines. I think they're actually writing the sentence for both. That's what we've sort of always done. But that would make sense too, I guess, because they are writing it for this one. But yeah, you're checking, so working memory number 10, number 11, that they've got everything about a sentence in there. Purple sentence, yellow sentence, blue sentence. So they get quite hard, especially in blue. Here, the crab's claw. So when I did this with some year ones last year, I had year ones that were finished blue. And when they did crabs, they didn't get the apostrophe, but they hadn't actually been taught that yet. So I still, recorded them as being able to do it because they hadn't actually been taught that yet. That would be their next teaching point, but it wasn't something that they were doing in year one then. So yeah, just be aware of the curriculum as well. Okay, number 12. I love number 12. It's another one of my favourites. So you're saying the word, no lines. It's a Speedy 6 activity where they're just focused on working memory as it's words they know how to spell as at code level. Yeah. So so they're writing both sentences. This one, oh goodness, I'm wrecking my thing. This one, you're just saying it twice for the working memory. This one, you're saying it as many times as you need to. I'm glad I asked that because I've always done it that way, but I was never sure if I just made that up. Okay, word recall and sound recognition. So you're saying to the child, so they're not looking at this, they're just looking at you. What are these 4 words? Oh, 5 words. This has changed. Oh, 5 words. I like my old version better. It's only got 4 words. Spin, ant, tap, pin, knit. The child has to say, spin, ant, tap, pin, knit. You say which words have a. Sometimes I might re-say the words once I've asked that question just once more because, when they remembered them, they weren't thinking about the words that had a in them. Stop growling. So then they would say, you can see them going, you can see their face processing through it, tap, and then they'll go tap. Say, yeah, and what's another one that had it? So that's what they're looking at for that one. Word recall and sound recognition. I really like this activity. It gives you really good information about working memory. Okay, number 13 is it's reading fluency and comprehension. So there are sentences and they're on the student sheets. There are sentences here that they have to read. Then you can repeat. Yes, again, first one is working memory, the 5 words, and you can repeat for sound recall. Yep, perfect is what I said. Okay, so you can go, so the child will go stand, sat in the pan. Oh, it's hard to do this one. The ant sat in the pan, so on and so forth. They'll read it through. You want them to be fluent at it. And then you have questions to ask them. Now, the questions are all written here. Where are the words Miss Emma? So do they point straight to the words Miss Emma? Did they decode it? Do they know it's a picture of her? So you're trying to work out, are they using their decoding knowledge to know this? What do you think these words are? You're pointing to the king. All the questions are there for you. Where did the king sit? So some of them are inferential and some of them are within the text. And then the last one, they read it again and you cover it up. And then they have to tell you what they read, whether it's word for word or just, general what they read. But the point is that they've really comprehended what they've read. Some of the questions you just need to be aware of their oral language and their life history, I suppose. Like in the yellow level, one of the sentences is about a gymnast and one of the questions is what is a gymnast. Now, some kids know what a gymnast is because they might do gymnastics or their sister does gymnastics. Other kids have no idea. That doesn't mean that they didn't comprehend what they read. They've just never had any exposure to gymnastics or gymnasts. There's also a sentence about the Olympics. They might not have any idea, especially if there hasn't been an Olympics. So just be aware of, is it a comprehension issue or is it just that they purely don't understand it? So, yeah, just use your common sense with that one. And there's more questions here. Now, that is the SSP code level assessments. I just have 2 more points to say. Just be aware, and there's no right or wrong to this. I just want to challenge you on something. And we do this at our school, so I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just challenging you. So with the green level, you need to think about using the assessment document across and down. I'm not telling you to only use it across or to only using it down. I'm just putting another lens of thinking over it. So if you test across, so if you go to the child, what are these sounds, blah, 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 and just say they know up to halfway through all the blue code level phonics, right? But then when you go down the column, they might be able to do the formation. They might be able to follow the sound, say the words. They might be able to do the phonemic awareness. But they might not be able to do the rap or read fluently. Or they might not be able to do the comprehension. So my challenge to you is, why does it matter if they know all of these sounds if they can't do anything with it? So please don't fall into the trap of only ever testing across and then not going down until they've got all, they don't have to have all of this correct for you to test this one. They don't have to have all of this correct for you to test the next one. You'll miss out on so many gaps that they've missed on each code level by doing that. They could be working within green and purple 100%. They might know all of purple and just be missing a couple of gaps from green, and that's fine. But you need to know what those gaps are that they're missing. So always test down as well as across. Does that make sense? I just don't want you to discount the great activities that continue on in the code level that really give you such great information. Okay, so now in terms of keeping the data, everybody works differently. I'm just showing you what I do because I have 250 children that I'm overlooking. Great reinforcement about grapheme recognition and application. It's all about the application. Can they apply this phonic knowledge to different situations? That's what we're testing. Okay, now keeping the data. Obviously, every child has their own student record sheet, and you'll end up with 25 of these per child, per class, assuming you have 25 in your class. Now, I'm just going to hold this up to de-identify this data. Okay, I go one step further because I'm a bit of a data Nazi, as you probably saw last week. Now, I then keep it. I didn't do this. I only did this with a couple of classes last year that I was working with the teachers. I'm just going to cover up these. Okay, so I then put that on a spreadsheet. So this is green level spreadsheet. So as you can see across the top, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all the activities, 1 to 13. I'm covering behind this book, I'm covering the children's names. So I can look at the gaps and go, wow, this teacher really needs to work on the rap. or wow, this child really needs something, they need something more. And then I continue, hang on, how am I going to do this? I'll lean that up there to cover the student names. Okay, then I go down to the next page, and I've got the same thing again, but purple. So I can see the kids that are finished and I can see where the gaps are. So I would say this teacher, they need to work on the purple level wrap. Because back here there wasn't too many gaps in the wrap, but down here there is. So as a coach or a mentor, I'd be saying to my teacher, this is where I want you to focus your teaching for the whole class, because they all need to get that. And then these children obviously need to be on the next level. Then I've got this for my yellow. So we can see there's a couple of kids there. Oh, hang on, you can see the names. There's a couple of children there that have finished yellow. And then when I go to blue, there's a couple of kids that have finished blue. This is not prep. This was last year. So, yeah, I just do this because I really believe in the power of... this data telling you what the child needs next. I love that you looked at the data and realised the teacher needs to focus on something rather than always being what's wrong with the child. Yeah, that's what I think this data is about. It tells the teacher where they need to focus. It's not about saying that the child, I would never say this child can't do the rap because have they even been taught it? Or this child can't do this comprehension. Have they had enough exposure? What are you doing if you're doing reading groups? You know, we know most schools do. What's happening in there? What SSP resources can you be putting in your reading group rotations to be helping this? So it's not, I guess it sounds a little bit like teaching to the test in terms of this is the test, but it's not teaching to a bad test. Like it's teaching to a formative assessment that's giving us a lot of information about what these children are missing and what they need next. So this is something that I'll try and push this year. My prep teachers that are watching are going to be rolling their eyes. I'm not starting this now because I'm, so heavy on the phonemic awareness. I will probably print these off this week. I'll start to print them and get them all ready, but I'm not going to be jamming it down our prep teacher's throat yet. I have got a couple of children who are ready to start the assessment, and we will, there we go, Jodie's rolling her eyes. And, some of those kids, we can be ticking off some of these activities 100%. I don't think that they're going to be in purple or yellow, but they will definitely know some of the green activities. The other big point of this is, because it's formative, you shouldn't be using this data for the purposes of having it all done by week 10 every term. Like that's not, you're just sucking up now, Jodie. That's not the point. The point is not to put extra pressure on the teachers in week 10 every term and they've all of a sudden got to get through 25 children of all of this. It's not going to happen. It's impossible. That's not working smart at all. I keep saying the word formative because if something's going to inform your teaching, it needs to be ongoing. You need to have these sitting next to you. They need to be in your reading group tab. They need to be on your desk. You need to have this open. You need to have it printed. You need to know where they're at because you want to be constantly going. Like when you do the rap as a whole class, you might say to little Willow, you have a go doing the rap today. It takes 15 seconds. If she gets it, just make a note of it. Record it later. Like it doesn't all have to be one-on-one all the time. That's just so draining and so time-consuming. You can do some of it in groups. I've done number 10 before. I took a prep class last year just for a release, and I did number 10 whole class. I just did it as a Speedy 6 activity. Obviously I didn't record it the kids who I knew had copied from the person next to them, but I marked off about 12 children who got that. I just wrote it on a sticky note and said to the teacher, go record these on your spreadsheet. Like they got it. So you need to be thinking of ways you can do it to work smarter. Some of them you do need to do individually, and you will, that's avoidable. The holding of the words and whatnot, you have to do them individually. And the coding posters. So when you do the poster work, actually we should maybe do a session on the poster. When you do the poster work, when they're doing it individually, I pick a child and I listen to them. If they get all those words on the poster, mark them off. They got this. They were able to follow the sounds and say the word. not the nonsense words, the real words. So just have it. Preparation is key to this. It's absolutely key. You have to have these printed. You've got to have your student resource sheets there. That's another reason why I like the spreadsheet, because it just visually tells you who's missing what, and you can target and check those kids without it being too much. Last year the prep teachers fell into the trap of kind of getting it done all at the end of the term, and I kind of felt like some of that was for my benefit, and it's not for me. I can already read and write. I don't need this, but the kids need this. This is where their gaps are. So I'm trying to bring this up to year 1 and to year 2 for the children who haven't finished yet, so we know what gaps they're missing. When do you do this assessment? It's not really done in a certain time, Bernice. It's just sort of ongoing, which is what my point is, having it all there ready to go whenever you can. Like if it's before school, you get a child. If it's, if they have golden time or free fun Friday. What's that jingle called? Fun Friday. You might pull a couple of children out then. My point is that you just don't want to get to the end of the term, end of the year, and do it and go, oh, wow, Tara flew through purple level. She should have been on yellow level, but actually she finished purple level a term ago, but you just didn't know it. So you want to be on top of where they're at to keep them moving, because once they get through blue, they're done. You don't need to do it again. At your school, how do you attack it? Well, the teachers so last year they did sort of fall into the trap of leaving it to the last minute, and they were madly trying to get through, and then they really only tested like up to number 6, which didn't, I want them to go a bit further than that. So it's kind of like they're doing it. I'm hoping this year to really train them to work smarter, do it in groups, do some of it whole class. Yeah, you could use your parents if your school's okay with that, because this is not a summative assessment. We're not reporting on this whatsoever. It's just literally telling us our next teacher step. So if you've got a good parent or a teacher aide that, has 10 minutes, it is time consuming if you're doing the whole thing one-on-one. Like it's, 100% time consuming. So it's just something to be very aware of. But I just challenge you to do it with one child, and you'll go, oh, that's what they were missing. Like that's where their gaps are, even if they're in year 2. Like just see what they do. See if they can do all the blue spelling choices. You just have to be doing it to understand how to use it. Practice makes perfect. Like I'm really quick at doing it, but I know how to do it. I've been doing it for a while. So yeah, the more you do it, the quicker you'll get at it. That doesn't really answer your question. I suppose it's what works for the teacher in there. It's what works for the teacher and how that teacher works. Some teachers are better at working smarter than other teachers. Some teachers just get too bogged down in this, and that's okay, but they'll just need training around how to get it done. Okay, that brings me to the end of this session. It went for a little bit longer than what I had anticipated with all the snake drama. Okay, yeah, any questions, pop them in the chat or comment later. I still see the comments popping up. I check them before I go to bed, and then when I wake up in the morning. So Emma and I are answering them as best we can, as quickly as we can. I haven't decided on a topic for next week yet, so maybe we might do the poster, Miss Emma. That might be a good one to explain. You're welcome, Alana. You're welcome, Maureen. Or maybe I need to go back to the phonemic awareness screener. Happy for you to please give feedback. I like reading the feedback. I'll stop doing them when I stop getting feedback, basically. I don't like doing nothing for no reason. I don't like doing anything for no reason. That was very poor grammar. So, yeah, poster. Okay, so that's 2 people that have said poster. Yeah, all right, we might model the poster next week. I think that's good. I like the poster. So, yeah, okay, I will sign out. I'll just wave goodbye. Goodbye, and I'll see you next week. Hopefully it'll be 7 o'clock next week, but I shall let you know. Okay, bye.